Hey, it's me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and today I'll be talking about my favorite decks in no particular order. Before I talked about my least favorite decks, and that video went on a lot longer than I expected it to. But anyways, let's get right into this. First off, I have Gokis. Gokis are arguably my favorite deck that came out from the Link era, and for very good reasons. I like the character who played this deck. I also like how this deck functions, and this is my favorite Link monster ever. I just like what it does. I also like how this deck plays. I also and I like the amount of support Goki's actually ended up getting. Needless, I also like the design. I like everything about this archetype as well as the wrestling motif. And that's all I have to say about that, which is weird because you would think there would be a lot I would have to say about this deck that I absolutely love. But anyways, aside from that, next, Harpies. Harpy Conductor is mainly the reason why I actually put Harpies on this list. I also like Harpies because they're a deck that's actually very great against back row heavy decks. Back row heavy decks are annoying, but they are necessary in the game. And I like this deck because it's a weirdly fun deck to play. Plus, I like the design of these monsters, including, again, Harpy Lady Conductor. This is probably like my second favorite Link monster in the game. I say probably because who knows? I think, I'm not sure if there's a Trickstar monster that I end up liking more than this, but I would say this is my second favorite Link monster in the game. And I like Harpies with how they play, and I also like Harpy Lady, not Harpy, but I like Hysteric Signs a lot. And I especially liked watching Harpy Lady duels against Blackwings for some reason. Alright, because of Stew Dog 8. Anyways, next we have Senka's, aka Ancient Warriors. Ancient Warriors, I ended up liking this deck quite a bit. I like battle oriented decks, as you can tell. I also like how Senkas function. I like how they can protect each other. They're a fairly defensive deck, and they're very great offensively as well. And they do a lot of stat manipulation. When I say a lot, not that much. I guess technically they do it a lot, but you just wouldn't do it as much. But when you do, pause, do it. I don't know. I just like decks that like to manipulate stats, and I also just like battle-oriented decks. And Ancient Warriors are one of the best battle-oriented decks ever. Next, Ultra I hate facing this deck, and this deck is cancer, but I personally like Ultra it was one of my favorite decks in the Link era because like around the time Rain started, Ultra Gokis, and Rockets. Those were decks that I absolutely liked playing constantly. Especially when Weatheries came out or Weather Painters came out. Salmon Greats. Oh yeah. Also, I kind of like playing Control a little bit. I don't like I don't like how Altergeist are played now, but I like playing Altergeist. Anyways, next Salmon Greats. Salmon Greats. I like the deck a lot. I like the character who played them. And this deck barely made this list. Salmon Grace can get boring fairly fast, but I still like this deck. I also like how the monsters are designed, and I do like the gimmick of this deck. I also like how versatile this deck is. It feels like Yusaku's deck, but more. I would say it has more of a theme than Yusaku's Cyber's deck. Windups, purely because of the artworks of the wind-up cards. They're somehow very adorable and badass at the same time. And I found several really great wind up wallpapers that I would love to use as thumbnails, but I kind of wanted to wait until like wind ups got Carrier back. Hopefully, I mean hopefully Konami bans Hunter and brings back Carrier because that would be amazing. Next we have Battle Wasps. They're basically like insect blackwings. I wish they had more main deck monsters so I could mess around with them a lot more. Plus, they're a synchro archetype. I like synchro archetypes, and I like archetypes with a lot of monsters in them. And that doesn't apply to Battle Wasp. I mean, the lot of monsters part. That will apply to the next entry being Blackwings. I like Blackwings because Blackwings have a lot, and I mean a lot of support. There's so many things in Black Wings you could actually mess around with, and I actually have fun whenever I have a lot of fun whenever I'm making my Blackwing deck or even improving it or modifying it. And you can look forward to seeing more Blackwing and Battle Wasp deck dual videos, but yeah, I really like Blackwings. I like this new boss monster. I like how Blackwings play. They like to swarm the field. And just like with most of these entries, I like the character who played it in the anime. Next we have Destiny Heroes. Also, speaking of heroes, I'm not sure why I didn't put Elemental Heroes here as well. But anyways, I'll fix that. We have Destiny Heroes. Destiny Heroes, like Elemental Heroes, I really like superheroes. And Konami's really great at making superheroes, unlike that person who made Marvel's New Warriors, but we're not going to talk about that. But I really like Destiny Heroes. They're basically edgy elemental heroes, and I like their designs as well as their naming themes. And I also like their fusion monsters a lot. However, I just like the only thing that bugs me about the deck is it mostly works well when you blend them in with other hero variants, which isn't all that great. But the deck is still fun. I still like its designs. I like the designs of the monsters. Next, we have Elemental Heroes. A fan favorite in Yu-Gi-Oh! Not a fan of Mask Heroes. Not that much a fan of Vision Heroes. But Elemental Heroes are amazing. And Elemental Heroes are one of the reasons why I really like Jaden as a protagonist in Yu-Gi-Oh! Elemental Heroes they have very cool designs and they have very cool inspiration. Plus, they're a fusion archetype, so that's already a plus in my eyes. And Flame Wingman is arguably my favorite Elemental hero, as you can tell. Mainly because I like its design and I also like its effect. It was my favorite fusion monster as a kid. It's not my favorite fusion monster now, but I still like Flame Wingman a lot. As well as, the entire hero archetype. I just wish OG Elemental heroes could be better. Konami did make a Link monster for them, but it's not that easy to get out. Anyways, next we have Amazon's Empress. Not not Empress, Amazonesses or Amazonis. As you can tell, it's a fusion archetype, and I like Amazonis a lot, and I wish Amazonis got more support. I really do. Design wise, Amazonis are very cool and badass, and yeah, that's all the adjectives I'll use to describe their artworks. But anyways, I really like Amazonis. They're also like most of the decks on this list so far. They're fairly battle oriented, and I like that about Amazonis. And Yeah. Oh yeah, and they kind of remind me of Harpies, which is ironic since the same characters played the same decks. Granted, many people played Amazonis in the anime, but just like with Harpies, where they take care of something obscure or not, are not seen as much in the current game as back row. Amazonis, they're very great when it comes to battle because of their spells and traps, as well as that one that banishes everything, which I really like a lot. Next, we have Fright First because Sora I would say, was one of my favorite characters in R5 before he did that sudden turn. But yeah, I like Fright First a lot. I liked Sora. Sora made Fright First look pretty cool. And I remember I used to play this deck like crazy back when Dueling Network was still around. I love Fright First, and I would look forward to playing this in October. Yeah, I look forward to playing this deck again, and I'm so glad Master Rule 5 is here. Next, Performer Pals. I'm not sure what to say besides I really like the Performer Pal designs. I like Yuya as a character. I like the cutesy the art styles. I like and like I mentioned, I'm a fan of battle-oriented decks, which is which partially explains why I am not a fan of the break my board decks that we see today in today's Yu-Gi-Oh! Because at least battle-oriented decks feel very fun to actually go up against. But anyways, I like battle-oriented decks, and Perform Pals, that's where they shine. They have a lot of stat manipulation, which I love, and just like with Black Wings, Destiny Heroes, Elemental Heroes, you have a lot of monsters to work with. Therefore, you can just have a ton of fun mixing and matching all of them and coming up with very obscure builds, which again I just like and I find very fun to do. Predaplants. Yuri is my favorite character from Arc 5. He's delightfully evil, and I'm not going to talk much about Yuri because I already did in that one other video, that Yu-Gi-Oh character tier list. But anyways, I like Predaplants a lot. Predaplants was a deck that I like. Predaplants was a deck that I tried piloting on Yu-Gi-Oh Nexus. When Yu-Gi-Oh when dueling yeah when Dueling Nexus was banned. Wait, was it Dueling Network, not Nexus? And then the new site came out, and on that new site, I just played Predaplans a lot. And I mean a lot. I like Predaplans. I like how they're a plant archetype, they're dark, and they're fusion based. And my favorite character from Arc 5 used them. Of course, I love Predaplans. And I also like how Predaplans got even more support. I like the artwork, even though Rada apparently hates Starving Venom's the Starving Venom lineup for some reason. I mean, I guess I can see why he dislikes the designs, but I like the designs. I like Rafflesia. I like Rafflesia. I like Rafflesia. I like Trichostepelia. I like Starving Venom. I like Greedy Venom. And I also like their new fusion monster. And I also look forward to playing this deck in October as well as in August when the new Phantom Knight cards come out on Dueling Book, because if I'm going to be using Phantom Knights, I'm going to be playing Perform Pals, I'm going to be playing Speedroids, and I'm going to be playing Predaplants. And I look forward to playing Predaplants the most. And then next and lastly, we have Naturias. Just like with Perform Pals, there's a lot of monsters in the deck for you to mess around with, and they have a very cutesy archetype. They're somewhat battle oriented, and they do a lot of stat manipulation, which I absolutely like. Honorable mentions would be Raid Raptors, because Raid Raptors have a few cool looking monsters, and after playing Raid Raptors myself, I hate the deck a bit less. I used to hate this deck a lot, especially considering this deck before it was just Ultimate Falcon Turbo. Matter of fact, it still kinda is. Then I absolutely hated the character who used them in the anime. So that really affected my judgment of this deck. This is just an honorable mention. That's it. And that's all I have to say about my favorite decks so far. This lineup or this list may change in the future, who knows. Anyways, it's me, your boy Blue Getsuga, and I'm out. Oh, by the way, in the comments, tell me what your favorite decks are. Anyways, now I'm out.